Webster Style, Brian Saff here with another NRW Checkpoint. Brian, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm going good. There's been some light news, but some interesting news. A lot of news, well, at least in my opinion, on the retro front. We had the final announcement of a system I've been peeping online since earlier this year because it got me really excited. It is the Atari Game Station Go. So
Okay.
basically, it's a handheld Atari system with a
Okay.
7-inch screen with the paddles, the trackball, everything. 200 plus games ranging from the 2600, 5200, 7800, in addition to arcade games, HDMI output to your television. So it's
Okay.
all that, and it's only 180 bucks.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and apparently, and this is just from my recollection, my arcade, there are going to be some other systems in this similar form factor, some
Mhm.
Capcom Street Fighter stuff as well. So this is just going to be the first of these handheld portable systems, which I'm excited about because I think even at that price point, because originally it was supposed to be, I think it was like 149.99 originally when they announced it early on.
Okay.
I want to say E3, but whatever they did in spite of E3 back in June, like
Mm,
it was as enticing at 150, but even at 180, like that's still pretty enticing of a deal considering
absolutely.
what you get 200 plus games, especially for old school gamer like me, something that you just throw in your bag. Retro, I find it interesting how retro is gaining more and more traction considering the constant disappointments of current generation gaming.
Yeah. I think that's just more so because like gaming really hit a what would you call it? It hit a nice stride like in this maybe like 20 years ago, 20, 25 years ago. Like there was a nice stride as the technology was advancing and gaming
Right.
became like popular and mainstream. So now we at a point where gaming is a mainstay and people are actually looking at it and being like, oh, you know what? Nostalgia. This could be a thing here. I
Right.
really appreciate that though, because yeah, I had an Atari actually. It was hand me down, like somebody gave it to me. But I remember playing that. And I'm like, we've come so far from
We
Atari, but
have we
it's still
have
great games on that system.
Yeah, that was my first system I ever played, Atari 2600, the wood grain one, not the plastic box that came out with
Like, man,
back in they re-came out with it. I want to say I was in middle school, so it's been like 89, 90 when this
okay.
came out. And again, no disrespect to that. I just know that like I remember the wood grain joints
Mhm.
uh and playing that with in this case, like it was a whole family day. My mother, my father, playing Pac-Man and other family members who had Ataris back then. It was a great experience, but also one of the things that really cemented for me the love of video games. It was really cool playing. I forget the Tiger Heli game I played at PAX East on the Atari. It was
Mhm.
a souped up Atari 20 on the Atari 2600 Plus, and it was just cool playing with that joystick again and that button and whatnot, reliving my like very, very early childhood in this
That's-
regard.
I'm saying that nostalgia, man, it's great, great feeling.
Yeah. So next up, we're talking about retro.
Mhm.
Acclaim has returned, the
Okay.
infamous video game publisher who it's they publish all the joints back in the day. They publish I want to say they published original Mortal Kombat on the Genesis and whatnot. They published NBA Jams. They were really big in the 16-bit era, going into the 32-bit game era, and then they got too big of their britches. They bought Valiant at the time, tried to incorporate some of their titles, and they went defunct. Well, they're back, and all enough since QEP is out the producer. Good old Jeff Jarrett is actually one of the investors in the new Acclaim, and they are back as a publisher, basically focused on a bunch of indie games. Um,
Okay.
it looks really cool. I forget the titles and the link I pulled up is not working at the moment. But
Mhm.
they have this. snowboarding game that reminds you of like SSX Tricky. It's like a combination. The art style is almost like a Jet Set Radio too. So that's the one game out of 9 games that they showcase. They really look exciting to me. And also have this sort of old school retro 505 basketball game like Double Dribble or like the old NBA EA games,
Okay.
Celtics versus Lakers and whatnot. It's more pixelated, but those things look really cool. So I like the take on it, really focusing on those smaller indie titles to publish and not on that third person aspect of things.
Right,
Excuse me, AAA, not third person.
which is always great. Now we don't need big AAA games all the time to be taking up all the space and the attention.
Right,
That's
right.
fantastic. I think with the well, oh well, the link's not working for me either, but that's gonna be dope. I think anytime a studio or a property is able to kind of like come back and give us something like fresh and new, but not necessarily lose out on the things that we like know and love about them. I think that's a good sign, at least for the progression of the gaming space. Like we talk
Right.
about the industry all the time. Like it looks terrible right now, especially like I was just reading today, like Nintendo, they got this crazy patent for like
Oh,
basically sub characters. Yeah,
man, man.
which is crazy, especially because Digimon is like literally rolling out a new game right now. So
They,
I'm like, how is that gonna function? Because I don't know. Pokemon is not the only monster capture sub character type
right,
of game. So like that patent is pretty broad. So I don't know. Either
right,
way, I like the people coming back. I'm
right.
still waiting on some of these other folks to come back. You know what I'm saying? I really want this Legend of the Dragoon remake
Yeah,
something.
that would be awesome. I never played the game, but my man back in college, like when we was at Cape Cod together, like
Uh,
literally he played through that whole game while we was in our cabin working for the Park Service. So I remember that
okay,
game fondly.
yeah, this is phenomenal.
But you
Um,
brought up something I totally forgot because I think I saw this yesterday before I started the note. So
what's that?
just so everybody knows, so Nintendo was
Mhm.
granted a patent by the
Right.
United States Patent Office for the game mechanic of capturing a monster
Mhm.
and then summoning that monster to do battle with another monster.
Right.
I'm like, what the what?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That
Like
is such a generic thing. And Pokemon wasn't the first one to do that.
exactly. It may have popularized it, but they definitely were
Right.
not the first. So it's really, I don't know, it's extremely weird, especially moving forward. Like I said, Digimon is in the process right now of rolling out a brand new game in
Right.
their arsenal. Like there's other big AAA games even that use that mechanic, and it's like, how is this gonna play out? They're gonna have to
How
pay
did I
10%
don't know
so
how
that's
they got away with that. And it wasn't
crazy.
challenged either. That's the
Right,
thing. Nobody challenged it. How do you not challenge such a generic patent request? Like
right.
that doesn't make any so first of all, kudos to Nintendo. Kudos to Nintendo. That's some business sense.
They
The
got some
rest of the
things done.
industry dropped the ball
Right,
by not challenging that patent.
right.
That it's stupid, it's ludicrous. That's their fault.
I don't
Straight
think
up.
the rest of the industry was paying attention like that because I know, like I've been following the trial or the case or whatever against
Pocket
the
Pal.
Power Word folks or yeah, and every time they run up against something that Power Word could possibly win on, they're like, you know what, let's apply for that patent right now and pay whatever we need to pay to push it through so we can get that.
Yep.
What I did notice though that was interesting the very patent that we're talking about now, it only applies in North America.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how that plays out because obviously North America is not the only market for gaming and stuff like that. Like Pokemon Company is not even an American company. So I'm interested to see how it's going to play out. Will some of these games be able to be released? Are they going to challenge them in other parts of the country and they're going to get releases in those countries and we just never see the light of day here in North America? I don't know. But I thought that was weird well, not necessarily weird, but something that was interesting because they only received the patent in this country, but the rest of
Yeah,
the world is kind of still up for debate. So I'm like, oh, okay,
that's
we'll
because
see how it goes.
at times the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and I say this lovingly because I have colleagues and friends that work there in various capacity. They be on some bullshit with the stuff they get patents to,
Just giving
straight
out
up. And this
stuff.
is some bullshit.
That's funny.
So
Outside of that, since we are talking Nintendo, I'm at time of recording. The next Nintendo Direct is actually in a few hours. Tomorrow, I'm excited to see what they announce there. I saw something today about Xbox new handheld. That seems to be right around the corner. They're giving us more
I'm waiting for that
details on that.
price. I'm curious
Yes.
about that price,
Yeah, they still
especially
haven't
of the
put that
lower
out
end
yet.
one. Yeah, they still
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah.
I've seen reports where it could be like 499 and 899 or whatever it is.
It's ludicrous.
Hey, look, the new Legion Go whatever is over $1,000.
That's crazy.
That's
Okay.
straight up ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what's
So
going on.
they're getting ridiculous. And my problem with these handhelds, not problem, but the perception of these handhelds
Mhm.
is that what they're coming out like a new update every year, like a PC, and I'm like, that's not sustainable.
Right.
That's definitely
Definitely
not
not.
sustainable in my
Man,
opinion.
like they think they're selling iPhones over there.
Exactly.
Right, it's not gonna work out.
No, but I'm very curious. I'm curious about the Xbox, the ROG Ally handhelds, not so because of the hardware.
Mhm.
I want to see what Xbox does with that software and how it tweaks it because it
So
looks
that's
like
what I was. Oh, go ahead.
no, because it looks like Xbox is really pivoting to become more of a software than a box.
hmm So that's what I was looking at. The article I was reading today, they were talking about how the user interface is getting like rave reviews across testers and stuff like that. And they were saying, while they won't be able to have like original games for this console, which we already knew about,
Right.
Game Pass
Yeah.
and
And also Play
Steam, you'll
Anywhere.
be able
Play
to.
Anywhere is amazing.
Right,
The
right.
fact that you have that there, and I'm mad that and sorry to cut you off, but I'm just like
Mhm.
Play Anywhere has been there for like they tried to push this years ago.
Yeah,
Like before I think before the current series systems even came out. So they've been pushing this Play Anywhere for a while, but they
yeah,
didn't have a real strategy, so publishers didn't hop onto it because they're like, oh, we could double dip.
right.
um, but I think it's wonderful that they're doing this now and
Me
that publishers
too.
are actually hopping on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why like it's taking so long to get here. When the PlayStation Portal came out, it did great. People was really excited about that. We got tons of history of Game Boys from Advance to Color to Pocket to DS. Like people, gamers like to be able to game on the go and feel
Yeah.
like they're playing something that is exclusive to whatever handheld gaming console that they have. I was like, the market's always been there. It's just I don't know, the industry never really invested like that for some reason. And then when smartphones came out, that's when we got stuff like Play Anywhere. It's, oh, download the app and you can play your Xbox games on your phone. And it's like, well, not every phone is the best, even though it can access the app. So that kind of it's kind of
Right.
weird. But I don't know. I like at least from a consumer standpoint, I like the small things that have happened, like the release of the Switch 2, this new,
Right.
Xbox handheld console and stuff like that. But it broader scale though, like the gaming industry, I gotta tighten up.
Yeah, I agree. And also, before we hop into again big budget AAA releases, um, we've talked about this before, and the barrier of entry now, which is why going back to the Atari place, I mean, Game
Mhm,
Station Go, like those sort of retro systems
mhm,
are really looking more enticing for gamers because the barrier of entry to get into gaming now, uh, outside of buying an original Switch, and even that's going up in price if you don't get it used,
mhm.
is getting more expensive.
Absolutely.
And as a gamer, head of household, all that jazz, you look at, ooh, this game is great. $80 game? Nah.
Yeah, we gonna wait till it go on
$600
sale.
system, nah.
Yeah.
Like you can't justify it, but I look at the game station going like, oh, that's $180. Yeah, that's that, and that's
Come with a bunch
200
of games.
games and a
Yeah.
potential for adding more games in the homebrew because of the SD card. I'm
Hmm.
like, play on my TV. Yeah, okay, I can see that something to throw in my bag, take with me here, there, get
Yes,
gaming on the
right.
go. Even has with this case some of the uh what is it, the advanced the updated like versions of Centipede and
Mhm.
Asteroid and stuff that come on recharge, is what they call the recharge series. Like those are on there as well. Like that's enticing for somebody who just enjoys gaming.
Yeah.
Uh, these handhelds are reasonably priced compared to the systems. You know,
Hmm.
if the ROG Ally X or S or whatever the base model, if that's less than a Series X, that's a no-brainer
Yeah.
in many
Definitely.
respects. That is, and you
Definitely.
can always, since that's a PC, you can just
Right.
mirrorcast
Yeah,
that bad
right
boy
to
for
the
your
TV.
TV, hook up a
Hmm.
Bluetooth controller, and there's your console.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm with that.
Yeah. So, well, that's our gripes about gaming and being expensive. Call us broke if you want to. We just like to keep our money in our pockets.
Absolutely.
Speaking of AAA titles that developers really spoke out of the side of their neck as far as their price and got humbled real quick is Borderlands 4, dropping on the PS5, Xbox Series system, Switch 2, and PC. And if you don't remember, Randy Pitchford talked about this game potentially being $80. Yeah,
Crazy.
no. Borderlands 4 is set on the planet Kairos, 6 years after the teleportation of Elpis into the planet's orbit. The orbit. I can't talk today. What's going on? The game follows the story of a vault hunter who must lead the resistance against the Timekeeper and his army of synthetic followers. Synthetic followers never sounds like a good thing to be fighting against.
Right.
While searching for secret alien treasures, the game features four new Vault Hunters: Vex the Siren, Rafa the Exo Soldier, Iman the Forge Knight, and Harlow the Gravitar, each with distinct skill sets, playstyles. The game is designed to be the largest and most open-ended in the Borderlands series, with a focus on emergent gameplay and humor. Brian, are you a fan of the Borderlands series?
Loosely. I enjoyed Borderlands 3 to the point where I was like, when GameStop had like a bundle deal going on, get like one and two for like $10, I went ahead and bought it.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with the series that I've played before.
I think I own one of them, either two or three, probably two. I think it's one
Mm.
and two via Xbox Live Gold or
Mm.
Xbox Gold back in the day. I've never played either one of them. I never had a desire to play it. Like my brother-in-law, I remember one Christmas he was playing through it and I watched him. Never had a desire to play Borderlands, so I'm not a fan per se. But hey,
Yeah,
it's on four and it's lasted, through two generations now. So
yeah.
it's definitely a popular series, and especially since Take-Two bought them from uh the Embracer Group. They definitely
Mm.
wanted the game and thought the IP was beneficial for them to have. So,
It definitely is. They got a big fan base. That's the whole reason I got into it. Like, I'm just like,
right,
well, what games y'all want to play? I'm playing with friends. Like, what do y'all want to play? Somebody brought up Borderlands. I was like, sure, it's free right now in the PlayStation Store. Let me check it out. I was like, okay, this kind of cool. It,
right,
it reminds me of I remember if we talked about what Outriders.
yeah,
It kind of has that. Well, Outriders is like a baby, a son of the Borderlands franchise. So yeah, once I picked up, oh, this is where Outriders got their things from. I was like, okay, I can get into
okay,
this. It's pretty cool.
all right. Next up, we have Baki Hanma Blood Arena on the PS4, 5, Xbox One, Series Systems, Switch 1 and 2, and PC. Baki Hanma Blood Arena is a 2D action game that takes players into the shoes of the legendary martial artist Baki Hanma. The game is inspired by the anime series and features a blend of precision, timing, and shonen-style flair to deliver a high-energy combat experience. Players will engage in strategic combat amongst against tough opponents, each with unique fighting styles and attack patterns. The game includes explosive special moves inspired by the anime, allowing players to unleash powerful attacks and dominate their adversaries. The ultimate goal is to defeat the strongest enemy and claim the title of the God of Combat. So, are you familiar with the Baki Hanma series?
I'm familiar with it, but I haven't watched it yet. I think it's actually on one of my watch lists on either Netflix or Crunchyroll, but I'm definitely aware of it.
I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, but yeah, I'm not familiar. Like I know what the visual aesthetic looks like, but I've never watched it before. So
Yeah.
definitely, we're checking out the trailer. And I own Borderland 1 and 2 and have never played them.
Fantastic.
All right. And last but not least, for our highlights this week, it is Bubsy in the perfect collection of PS4, 5, Xbox One, and Series System Switch 1, 2, and PC. Bubsy in the perfect collection is a compilation of the first four original games of the Bubsy franchise, developed by Limited Run Games and published by Atari. The collection includes a variety of Bubsy titles, including the notorious Bubsy 3D. The collection aims to provide a nostalgic experience for fans of the franchise, featuring extras and accessibility features to enrich the historical value of the collection. Um, I'm familiar with Bubsy. I never was. I've never played any games. Actually, I did see this when I was at PAX East, and it's a collection. It looked good. There's a collection of old retro games, so you can't
Right.
go wrong with that in some respects.
Yeah.
But side note with that, yesterday I saw a trailer for Bubsy 4D, which looked absolutely no, it looked great. The cell shading
Okay.
and the 3D perspective, like I was like, okay, go ahead, Atari. I like the like. I was really impressed by what I saw. It almost looked like a cartoon come to life with
I
the way they did
mean,
it. So
Atari, they making their strides now.
yeah, they are. They are. So our first trailer is Bubsy in the perfect collection.
Hey,
Bubsy is back!
It breaks into the game. And the music too. That's a pretty decent collection.
yeah.
I love it when they go all out on these collections. I just wish they had physical editions. That's cool.
We did have a joke about the time that everybody in Hollywood was looking for a character with an edge or with an attitude.
What could possibly go wrong?
Was there a Bubsy cartoon? That's an extensive collection.
It is.
It is.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, me too. I love that. And then I don't know how much it costs, but I'm figuring it's no more than $49.99.
Can't be.
No, it can't be. But I'm loving, we've talked about this before, especially like the Capcom stuff. I am loving the painstaking care that these developers are putting into these, retro collections, and they are pulling
Yeah.
out all the stops to give us consumers a really good value, in my opinion. We have the Mortal Kombat collection coming up, and everything we've seen with that, like that looks absolutely amazing with what
Yeah.
they're putting in it and giving to us fans. So yeah, this Bubsy in the perfect collection looks like a really good treat for not just Bubsy fans, but also just gamers in general. It's like a fun
Yeah.
nostalgic trip.
Agreed.
Next up, we have Baki Hanma Blood Arena.
Let's go.
Oh, this is
Enter the arena.
got almost like a punch out like feel with the perspective.
Arcade violence. This is Baki.
This looks amazing.
Yeah.
To
which
He
is
never hit
great.
this hard.
That they made it unique. You know anything about Baki? It's an anime about a fighting tournament.
Baki Hanma, Blood Arena.
September 11th.
Pretty cool.
Looks great.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Borderlands 4.
Let's go. AAA title for the week.
You are no longer a vault hunter. You may have had free will out there in the myriad galaxies. But here, on Kairos, you serve the use I have for you.
Our minds fly free, beyond his control. Now, it's your turn.
I will return to the Timekeeper's side. May we rule forever.
Heard you were rounding up some vault hunters. Reporting for duty, boss.
Could it be? My savior?
Oh, vault hunters! This will hurt!
A toast to our hero.
Why should you get to do is destroy? We lead a strike team to the fortress, and then we make him pay.
Okay.
I must be like one of the only people like Borderlands just not grab me at all. I don't know why. It does not grab me.
That's fair. I don't think it grabs a lot of people,
But I mean, it looks cool.
it
This
does.
is one of the things with when you have a distinct art style, and this is my opinion.
Mhm.
Considering it had that art style since the beginning, while it looks sharper, and Borderlands 3 was this generation as well, if I remember correctly. I don't see like the most humongous upgrade
Okay. That's fair.
from like the Xbox One to now. Because I think what was Borderlands 2 Xbox One? No. I think Borderlands 3 was
It was
cross-platform, if I
PlayStation
remember
4,
correctly.
Yeah.
Because 1 and 2 were on 360. So yeah, I don't see like the biggest upgrade between like Borderlands 3 and 4. And that's me.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, and
We
that's
talk
me.
about
Like,
that with a lot of games. So.
yeah, I see the sharpness compared to Borderlands 3, but if I have to buy a 4K TV to see the difference, that's a problem, in my opinion.
I can agree.
That's a problem. All right, well, that's it for our game trailers. We got one more special trailer to look at. Let's check it out.
Let's do it.
I just really like the design of this thing.
Yeah, it's got like a retro feel to the design of it.
Yeah. It was CES. That's where I saw it.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't ask CES. I saw people's coverage of CES. Obviously, I wasn't there. Just got the keypad, buttons, dial. So you got your Pong experience there. Trackball, centipede, asteroids.
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Perfect. There we go. That's all you need.
Exactly.
And you could tell like they, refreshed the games a little bit, but they still look like the games.
Yeah,
A
the
little bit more
recharge versions.
clean.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, I like that. I'll be picking that up hopefully
okay.
because that's right on my alley.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the one thing with handhelds that I've been looking at, I look at what's the value proposition and what am I actually going to play. And also, I've talked to you before, like a lot of times my gaming is I get in and get out in many respects. I don't sit on a system and play like 2-3 hours of games like I used to. Of course, I did get a hour of Grandia 2 in the other day. I was happy about that. I had some time to kill
Okay.
and needed a little bit of escape. So I went to Grandia 2. But yeah, something like that is definitely on my alley and up a lot of people's alleys, in my opinion. I think that's why like Evercade has been as successful as they have because they tapped into that market of gamers like us who want to just play games and want to enjoy uh, not just the past, but also just a certain aspect of gaming that the major companies don't give us anymore.
Exactly. I agree.
So with that, Brian, what's going on with you this week, man? What's new?
Well, nothing much. Well, I'm gonna be putting an episode of the Sapphire Out podcast sometime in the next day or two. So I gotta finish editing and then upload it and give it to the world. Oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna be watching Nintendo Direct tomorrow, so I
Yes.
may
So we
talk
talk about that
about
next week.
that. Yeah, and season 4 of Marvel Rivals starts tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. We got another new character coming into the game. That's gonna be fun. The new season of Overwatch just started last week. New character, everything. That's playing fun. And yeah, I'm most likely be just gaming. They had a play test or a beta test for the new Marvel Tokon game,
Yes,
the
I've been
fighting
seeing it
game.
online. It looks insane.
I didn't get a I didn't get a key. I didn't get a beta invite, but hopefully they run it back because I want to play it. So yeah, besides the podcast, gaming, and working, that's it. What about you?
I'm getting my groove back. I got currently up at the time of recording. I have my interview with Del Star Pixie LaRue, so that's up, and that's also the episode 193 of this Swing Geek podcast. So the audio's out there wherever you find podcast videos on YouTube and website.com. I got my interview with my man Will from Dream Key talking about their AI streaming network on Twitch, VCTV. So I talked to him at PAX East back in May, and then I talked to I want to say Randy. I think Randy, I forget, but I'll say Randy from Lone Wolf Comics. Talked to him back in April at Awesome Con, and then next week, because this will probably go up before next week, my interview with Dante Diggs, another Adult Stars coming out. My interview with Jack from Studio Hybrid and Akapar Games, talking about his game Gigasword from PAX East, and then the author Jennifer Povey from Awesome Con is going to be next week.
Okay. Well, big lineup there. Okay.
Yep, big line. Get my groove back. Still got so many videos to edit. But you know where you're at. You're at NRW Nerves of the World. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the NRW and Instagram at News Wednesday. You're currently on YouTube, so make sure you like, you share, and subscribe.